Alright, back to Project Nickel and Dime. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves as far as the video with the engine and the transmission installation. So, got to get back on the Wayback Machine and put a video together for cylinder head installation, oil pump, oil pan, damper, crankshaft damper, power steering, pump, valve covers, intake manifold. We've been busy, got ahead of ourselves, had some product placement to do, so Project Nickel and Dime's coming along pretty good. Got to do the radiator, I'll have a video of that, got to do some electrical, getting really close to finishing that up, and so to check them out. So thanks for listening. Alright, I got some time. I don't have a lot of light outside, so I'd have the opportunity to replace the stock style points in the distributor, and I'm going to use a Pertronix kit that's pretty straightforward. They work great, haven't had any problems in the past with it. These points under a little closer inspection got some pretty good wear. Somebody did replace the condenser, and it looks like they replaced the vacuum advanced diaphragm housing, which is bonus, which means this distributor was getting some care, but I still need to get this into the engine, of course. I'll prime the oil pump first, and then I'll find top dead center, and then I can drop in the distributor. What you're also going to want to do is probably be a good time to replace the rotor, which I've done, and also replace the distributor cap. You're going to want to check the brass points on the underside to make sure they've got a clean contact point, because after all, it is about the ignition. So the module is pretty straightforward. You basically will remove the condenser, the points, and the wire that goes to the negative side of the coil, and you will put this guy in, I believe right here, like that, and then you'll slip on the metallic strip that goes over the cam for the distributor, and then the magnet is the actuator that replaces the points. So pretty straightforward. Like I said, haven't had any problems, and let's get started. Alright, so following the directions, of course. What you're going to want to do is disconnect the points. Wrong screw. That is the grounding screw. You want to keep this wire and this other screw over here connected. You're going to want to remove, I should say, the points fastener over here on the right. Set that aside. And your condenser screw over here. Yeah, I do have to loosen this up. Slide that out. Take this screw out. Here are your points. And I'm going to need to remove this wire. And you can keep this in your trunk or your toolbox for backup if you ever get stuck for some reason. They still work, so just good cheap insurance. You're going to install this guy. And then you're going to reinstall your ground wire screw. Like so. And alright, so this guy goes here. We're going to mount that here. Keep it kind of loose. We'll have to do some measuring here in a second. Let me feed these through the factory hole. We'll pick up the 30 thousandths gauge that comes in the kit, and we will measure the distance between the magnetic strip and the connector here. And we can tighten our screw down. And looks like it moved on me a little bit. There we go. Alright. Then your rotor goes on top. That locks in. And red wire goes to the positive on the coil. Black wire goes to the negative on the coil. And the coil's already on the engine, so that's pretty straightforward. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then obviously your distributor cap, we'll snap them on there, and you will find number 1, which is over here. Dial it up to top dead center, and you should be good to go to get started, to get your engine going. I have more than enough room for my distance to the coil, so that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward Pertronix unit, man. Simple, quick, perfect. Alright, now I've already got the Pertronix unit installed in the distributor underneath the cap, and what I'm going to do now is put some break-in lube on the shaft teeth gear, because there's no break-in lube on the camshaft, and it's always good to have break-in lube on the cam. So I will do this end like that. Alright, ideally we got to get the rotor to be on the number 1 position here. So that would be right here. Once I drop this distributor in, what's going to happen is once the teeth engage, it's going to want to turn. So I'll have to remember that. And you'll want the vacuum advance to face the front. And now I need to try to engage the oil pump as well. Alright, so I finally got the distributor seated. I've got the orientation for the number 1 rotor. This is number 1, the rotor's pointing here on the bottom of the cap. Got the cap locked down. I got to put the clamp down, and then I will hook up these wires for the Pertronix kit. Black goes to negative, red goes to positive, and then I'll hook up the ignition switch positive. And then I can get the orientation for the spark plug wires. This is a 5 liter, so it's a different firing order rather than the standard 289. Make note, and then I will route spark plug wires.